friends, thanks for clicking today's Reddit Rose report. Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn versus Big E Langston and AJ Lee may be a tag team mixed match that's going to be coming up the SummerSlam pay-per-view. We'll see. Could be good. And Big Show, he wasn't cleared to wrestle and return to action Friday, but on Monday afternoon he was cleared. But the reason they didn't do an angle with Big Show, Mark Henry, and the Shield, because Raw script had already been written, and no word yet if Henry and Show versus the Shield still on for SummerSlam, though. But they got less than 2 weeks to promote it, which they could do. But they've always rewritten scripts, over and over anyway. So I don't know why they couldn't have rewrote that. And at the last minute, WWE's website has an article up looking at John Cena's swollen, distended elbow that he talked about on Raw last night, and they noted that WWE trainers taped the elbow before last night's six-man tag match, but wonder if it's going to affect his SummerSlam match against Daniel Bryan. WWE wrote, for now it does not appear Cena's title defense is in any danger or his eligibility for SummerSlam. He can continue to fight. He's fought through worse, they said. And for whether he's truly 100% when he puts his title on the line, that at least is no longer a given. So that's kind of putting a little thing out there, Bryan. I think Bryan will win. I do. Putting too much behind him for him not to. Ric Flair, he posted a photo of his daughter, Charlotte, sporting a nice little black eye. He says, my daughter is paying the price for being a WWE diva. And Kofi Kingston spoke to WWE cameras last night after defeating Fandango, and he said he's never felt better. Of course, Fandango never felt worse. And Bray Wyatt, he tweeted to hype his Ring of Fire match against Kane at SummerSlam. He says, burn, 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 the Ring of Fire, the Ring of Fire. Sorry. Hey, you can follow WWE seamstress. I know you want to do that. Sandra Gray, who's been featured on Total Divas lately, and she's on Twitter too. And she's endorsed a parody account too. It's called WWE Sandra Seam. But anyway, she has her own clothing line, believe it or not, at a website called SandraGrayOriginals.com. Big Show tweeted after last night's Raw and confirmed that he would be appearing at SummerSlam Access on August 17th. While he didn't appear on Raw last night, Big Show tweeted, he said Big Show's back. And WWE website's now selling Daniel Bryan The Beard Is Here t-shirt from Raw last night. They also got 2 new Caitlyn shirts. I'd have a look into that. Tonight's WWE main event, SmackDown, is going to be taking place from the BMOS Harris Center, Banking Center in Rockford, Illinois. Confirmed for SmackDown taping is Miz TV and AJ Lee and Big E Langston. Advertised locally is going to be Sheamus, Orton, Van Dam taking on the Shield. And during last night's Raw, there was a rumor all over Facebook and Twitter. The former WCW star Glenn, remember Disco Inferno? Gilberti, he had passed away. Well, the rumor's false. Disco said he hasn't. So that put the end to that. And WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Valiant, he turns 71 years old. And today, while Reby Sky only turns 27. Anyway, after last night's Raw went off the air, Mark Henry Kane came out to make the save on Daniel Bryan as the Shield stood over him. And Bryant left along ringside as the crowd chanted yes. John Cena versus Del Rio was advertised locally, but didn't happen. And tonight, WWE also announced Cody Rhodes versus Damian Sandow for SummerSlam on last night's Raw. So anyway, here's the card so far. Title match, Bryant versus Cena. World Champion title match, Christian versus Del Rio. Ring of Fire, Kane versus Bray Wyatt. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, for the hell of it. Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow are going to be fighting each other. Garrett Dillon, does that sound familiar? Talked about that, I think, maybe a year or so ago. His profile's been removed from WWE NXT roster, and this usually means that the talent's been released, or his profile at least is getting updated. But Dillon is the son of veteran actor Chris Christopherson. And Paul Heyman, he announced on Raw he's going to be challenging CM Punk to a match on next week's show from Sacramento. WWE announced that Punk accepted the Heyman's challenge, by the way, for the match. And Kofi Kingston made his return from injury at last night's Raw. He defeated, of course, Fandango. TNA president Dixie Carter says Kurt Angle has entered a rehabilitation facility. And she tweeted, "Today, Kurt Angle entered the rehab facility as a cherished member of the TNA family. We support his decision and wish him strength through his difficulty and, more important, recovery process." And I was kind of wondering, think WWE is paying for it? They do sometime. Of course, he's under contract with somebody else, so I'm not sure. WWE taped the following matches at Green Bay to air on this week's Superstars. Going to be Jinder Mahal taking on a Great Khali, Ryder and Gabriel taking on Darren Young, and Titus O'Neil. In an update to an earlier post about Kane versus Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam, it's officially, well, it wasn't officially mentioned by Kane as an Inferno match, but WWE officials called it Ring of Fire. Since making their frightening debut on July 8th episode of Raw, this is what they've said, the menacing Wyatt family has their sights set on Kane, brutally assaulting him, two separate occasions. Now, SummerSlam, Sunday the 18th, August 18th. The Devil's favorite demon will get a chance to add a long-awaited vengeance as he goes one-on-one with Bray Wyatt in Ring of Fire. Alright, anyway, they go on to promote that. Believe it or not, Ricardo, man, he got mistreated like a red-headed stepchild last night, didn't he? Anyway, Ricardo made his return from his suspension on last night's Raw, and it was announced that Ricardo was returning from they said his injury. And as he returned, it appeared Ricardo was written off of TV last night also. Following Del Rio's loss of Rob Van Dam, Del Rio attacked Ricardo with a bucket and beating outside the ring after a shot between the ring steps. It appears Ricardo was written back off of TV. Ricardo was helped to the back during the commercials by ring officials. Well, that was terrible. And him flying through the middle ropes and landing. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.